The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
So guys, please confirm audio video. Okay, so let's proceed for the recap. In the previous session, we have seen that when we export data, what kind of columns we get in Salesforce. Also, we have seen what is difference between export and export all. So please note that with this information, we are going to move ahead and we are going to see few more useful things. As of now, our current situation is our client said client would like to send the data from one position to another position or one location to another location. This is the current situation. And as of now, assume we got the instruction to load the customer's data. See, first of all, customer said take a backup, you are taken. And now customer saying whatever data I have in my old platform, you bring that into Salesforce. Okay, so this is what we need to do now. So in this case, our old data, which is present in SAP or .NET or Java, how we can bring into Salesforce. Let's see by one example. First of all, any company will give you a file, Excel file, and you need to load that file, use that file. So here, let's assume we got a file from customer because here we don't have any SAP team. Here only you and me, that's it. So first of all, let's create one file and assume by using that file, we are going to proceed further. So in this case, what I'm going to do is, let me go to this folder and let's assume we got a file from customer. So some kind of CSV file. So let me do one thing. Let me just copy this file and modify it to, let's say, data from SAP team. Why we are doing this? Because here we don't have any SAP team. We are only here. So just to make a replica that how we can work in the real-time project, that's why we are actually doing this. Okay. So let's open this file. After that, let's delete the data and let me now enter the information. For example, in this column, we are we got some kind of file like this. Let's say we got something. Let's say we got something like this, and let's say we got something like this. And here something like this. and something like this. Okay, now in this case, let's say we got this kind of file and column. What will be your first question to the SAP team? Tell me, what will be your first question to SAP team? Good. First question will be, what is the meaning of this information? What is the meaning of this column? That is going to be your first question. You are going to ask this, right, to your SAP team. And that is what exactly we need to do, guys, because we don't know anything about other platforms. We don't understand these other platforms. And that's why we need to understand the meaning of this column. That is the first thing we need to do. So please note that this way, let us learn the prerequisites in the real-time project before doing insert of data. Insert of data. Okay. So please note this point. Next. After that, it's time to move ahead and talk about next step. In your office, always ensure that you're requesting your manager to arrange a meeting with the SAP team because you don't understand or anyone who is from other platform don't understand the meaning of SAP column. So we always are dependent on them. We always need their help. Okay, please note. So SAP team will come into the picture and they will be giving you information. And apart from that, SAP people will be giving some kind of guidance. All these kind of things will actually happen only when you request and tell your management about this. Okay, please note. Next, after this, it's time to talk about one more useful information. So here, the once you had a meeting with the customer, then what to do? Now ask them what is the meaning of this column, what actually we need to do with this column, and etc. etc. So this is actually we need to take care and understand about this. So let's see what is the meaning of this column. Customer is saying this column is about some record numbers, some serial numbers that we use in SAP platform. SAP platform. Now, please note, it's like serial number. It's like serial number. So I have a question. The record number, the serial numbers that we use in other platform, do we need that in Salesforce? Now, for example, let's say something like this. Your first company is IBM, where your employee ID was 101, and now your current company is Facebook. Tell me, this employee ID will be of any use, any single use in Facebook? Any single use in Facebook? Absolutely of no use. Exactly. There is no use of this. Okay. So please note that same way the serial number, or for example, let's say the record number, etc., whatever we have in other platform, of no use in Salesforce. Okay. Please note. Next. After this, let's talk about the next point. Here, so customer said this is about serial number, and that we actually use in the other platform. So totally fine. Let's leave it. After that, what we are going to do? So we are going to delete this column because we don't need this column. And like this, you also keep on deleting the columns. After that, what is this? We are asking to our SAP people because they only know. We don't know SAP records and columns. They are saying this is the name of the buyer. This is the name of the buyer. Now, guys, this is business data, and business data will be always. We are going to always ensure that business data is going to be utilized. We are going to utilize business data. We are going to keep business data. Okay. So now that here in this case, tell me SAP name of the buyer is business data or it's a platform specific data? SAP platform data or business data? What kind of things are this? Correct. It is actually a business data. Business data you should definitely maintain. Yes, you should definitely maintain business data. It is useful. But what about serial number, the record number of SAP? That was business data or that is a platform data? That's a platform data. We don't need this. That's about SAP. We don't need that in Salesforce. Absolutely correct. You are absolutely right. Okay, next. Now, after this, let me tell you one more thing. So, let's go to the second column. What is this SAP PR? By the way, here spelling mistake. Let me just mention P. What is this? They are saying this is the price of the pen. The buyer took the pen. What price? It's about that. Now tell me guys, it's about business data or it's like a kind of a system or platform related data? It's a business data. Price of the pen. Please keep it. Let's keep it. Next. SAP ref. What is this? So SAP people are saying it's about the table to table reference and it's about SAP connection, internal connection record. Now tell me any use in Salesforce? Any benefit in Salesforce? No use. Then leave it and delete. This way, with step by step meeting, you need to refine this Excel, which you will be getting from SAP.NET Java team, which is your first step. First step, refine your columns. Okay. Only focus on business data. That's it. Okay. After this, now imagine client gave you this file in Excel. So as I told you that go to the file menu and go to the save as, press save as, and that's it. That also, go to file and save as. That's it. So you can do that also. And once that is done, then we can use this CSV file. Also, one more thing which I told you to keep in the mind, try to work on try to do this kind of activity on non-working hours if possible. Not compulsory, but if possible, like weekends, non-working hours. Don't forget to ask them about separate table if they are giving you mixed table. Everything in same Excel file, mixed data. Say, sir, this way it will not work. Please give us separate file. This way it will not work. Give us separate file. Okay. Separate file for every column, not mixed together. And finally, what we need to do is this heading. We need to change this heading. We need to change. Okay. What we should replace instead of this? Okay. Let me tell you that we need to go to Salesforce. Let me first of all log into Salesforce. And after that, we need to go to wait. First of all, go to application that we have Dice. Go to Dice and click on recently viewed to see the records. And meanwhile, go to this and edit object. Now see what is the next step in this process. At the bottom, go to fields and relationship. And now, please note, you need to copy the API name which is matching with this column and paste. For example, SAP name means name of the client. Don't keep this. Come to Salesforce. And what is the field where we keep the name? This is the field where we keep the name. Okay, just copy this name, copy, and just paste. That's it. Use API name. Why? That benefit I will tell you very soon. It's very beneficial. Now, next is price. Go to Salesforce. Wait, I think we are in the wrong object. Wait, we should be in the pen object. Parker pen. Then edit object. By the way, name field is common in both places, so not to worry. So this customer name and this name is common. Here API name is common. So that's fine. You can see this name here. And if you go to SAP, this name is here. Okay. All fine. And please note. Now next is price. Just copy this price, copy this price, copy this price, and come to this, and just enter this. That's it. Okay. So this way, your file should be ready. Only the pending thing is, what is the advantage of doing this kind of column changes? That anyways, you will come to know very soon. That's it. Just save the file and that's all. You're all ready to load the data in Salesforce. You're all set. Okay. So what is our file? This is data from SAP. This is our file. And we are all set to load the data. That's it. These are all prerequisites you need to do in the Salesforce project. So let's now go to the data loader. Let's load the file. And let me open data loader. So let me open data loader. The black color window we don't need, so you can close it. And this small window we need, keep it. Press on insert button. Press on insert button. Now, yesterday we saw password authentication. Remember what is O authorization. And one more thing, remember, sometimes in your office you will see one of the option is giving you error or not helping you to log in properly. So the good thing is we have other option. That's why You should learn both because sometimes OAuth will work, sometimes the password authentication works. Okay, and that's why you need to be aware with both. Okay, in office, hence learn both. Now let me show you OAuth. First of all, understand what is OAuth. It's the full form is open authorization. It is a mechanism by which one website connects another website to authenticate something. Means what? Okay, imagine your there is a website of, let's say, movie ticket booking. So while you're going to this website, you have two options to log in. Either you create new account in this website and log in and pay the money for a ticket, or you can use your Gmail or Google account and authenticate. So this mechanism by which the Gmail you can use or Facebook account you can use to authenticate is called as O-authorization, where these websites internally connect and authenticate the candidate and allow the login and purchase of movie ticket. So this mechanism is the same way by which this window, this window is going to be connected with the Salesforce website and allow you to log in data loader and start your work. Okay, so nothing complicated because this is not our responsibility. Salesforce will do this. So it's not like you are going to do some kind of activity. No, everything is internal. You just need to learn what actually meaning of this. Okay, so click on auth. Obviously we are going to select production because we discussed already yesterday there is no sandbox in this free version. So click on production, login. Then it will open. You can see now some kind of error is coming. So this is a common problem. Sometimes OAuth will not work. So what ideally it should do, it should ideally take you to the website confirmation and you should be able to open the authorization page. Anyways, let me try one more time. Otherwise, we can do that. It's sometimes going to give error as I told you already. Insert OAuth production login. Yeah. So it's giving error. What should happen? It will open a new tab on the browser. It will automatically take the ID password in our laptop to connect to Salesforce and to just ask a confirmation button. Are you okay to proceed? Just confirm and that's it. So there is nothing difficult in this OAuth. Whenever in your case it may work, so you can try whenever you get time. And anyways, as I told you that sometimes it's buggy, so you can use password authentication. So let me connect by password authentication. Click on this and let me enter the username and enter the details. And also we need to enter security token. So let me just go for the token. Let me use that token that we had yesterday already. And that's it. So after entering token, I logged into Salesforce. After that, please note here we need to select the object name where you want to load Parker. Click on browse and select your file which you want to load. Which you want to load. Data from S15. Next. Okay. Now this step is not required. Skip it. Next. Okay, now this is important. Salesforce is saying, Shekhar, in your Excel, that is CSV, I can see two columns are there. But I don't know these two columns I need to map with which columns in Salesforce. See, out of these columns, to which columns I need to shift the data. That I don't know. That is what Salesforce is saying. Okay. So please note now what we are supposed to do. So you are supposed to click on create or edit map. After that, we need to go to fields and relationship. Here, name, click. See, this name means matching with this name, right? This is the field. This is the field in Salesforce table, and this is CSV file, Excel file, right? So now let me click on this, drag and drop here, and price. Click on price, drag and drop here. That's it. Okay, click on OK. Done. Done. Okay. Now, after this, let me tell you that we are going to click on next, and this is the file where Salesforce is saying that, see, Shekhar, whatever work you're doing, I'm going to give a success and a failure file. I'm going to give success and failure file. Okay. So in this case, if work is happening successfully, I will show in that success file. If work is getting failed, I will show in the failure file. Okay, please note. So now this way, you just need to click on browse and select the same folder that we have created yesterday, so that all the things will be in the same place. Otherwise, in the office, you'll be confused. Same place you can select. Now, after few minutes, you will see how success and failure message we are going to get. Means you'll get records which are failing, which are working. Finish. Yes. You can see two records are inserted successfully, two records done, zero errors. Okay. Now how to check the output? Very simple. Same folder. Just go to the data loader folder, and I will recommend you one habit of deleting unwanted files whenever you don't need. For example, you can see success file is there. We just need that. Export all, it's now not required. Backup on 10 December yesterday's work, we don't need that. Just keep whatever is required. Okay, now you can see this is success and error file, which will tell you what happened internally. If you click on error, obviously there will be nothing because there was no error. You can see there was no error. And go to the success file, and you can see this. You can see this. Now, after this, here in this case, we got this record ID. Please note, as soon as you join in a company or in the school or college, whenever you take admission, you get roll number. Same way, whenever you insert record in Salesforce, it will give you record ID. Please note, your employee ID will be given by company management, not by you. It's not your choice, right? Similarly, this is not our choice. This will come automatically. Next, also look at the status. It's saying records created. That's it. Insert is successful. Insert is done. Next, please note, now with this knowledge, whatever we have done, please note one scenario you will face in the job in the office, that whenever you are making your file ready. See, if you remember the step number one, what we have done, that we have actually created this file, and where files heading, this heading is matching with API name, correct? This is what we have done. Now let me give you one tip for your job. Imagine you have a table where you are having 200 columns. You have a table in which you are having 200 columns. Then in this case, how we are going to do? What we are going to do? Okay, so pay attention. See, in this scenario, we do this technique. See now what I'm doing. First of all, export Parker, and click on the browse and give some clear name which will be helpful for your team and everyone. Data from, or Excel, or I will say file with all columns. Okay, save. Next, select, and next, and yes, and okay. Now see what we do in the office when we have so many columns and we need such file where all the column headers are present. Open this file with all columns. Then you can remove all the data. You can remove all the data. You can see all the data. And then we use this file where we copy paste the data, and that's it. So you can see all your column headers are ready. Okay, so this technique you can also use right now, not required. You can use in your job. Next, not useful for interview also, not useful for exam also. This is, I'm telling, for your job. Next thing is, now we are going to see some advanced best practice to note while working in Salesforce real-time project, which you are going to follow in Salesforce job also. Some advanced best practices. Okay, so listen carefully. First of all, which I already told you, that prepare a separate file for every table. If your client is giving, let's say, in all the data in single file, tell no sir, we need separate data, table wise data. Then only it's possible. Second, if some tables are related with each other, then plan them in primary secondary sequence. Means what? Okay, see. Just after a few days, you are going to learn a concept called as relationship, where one table, table 1, is connected with table 2. Like this you can do. Table 1 connected with table 2. Like this you can do. And please note that here we have concept like this is main table, so this is called as primary table, and this is secondary table. Like this we have. Anyways, that you will see very soon. But remember, if suppose you have this kind of system, two tables connected, primary, secondary. So first you need to load the data of primary object. Then you load the data of secondary object. First primary and then secondary object. Like this you have to do. Next. Now please note here, in this case, once this is done, now understand third point. Please note, if your Excel or CSV data has some kind of duplicate data or some kind of non-suitable data, data loader, you know the limitation we saw in the Monday session only, data loader cannot identify the duplicates and all these things. It will simply blindly load the data. Let's say there is a mandatory data and there is nothing. For example, there is a column, let's say, a driving license, which is a mandatory field in Salesforce. But in Excel, in the driving license, there are some records where data is not present. Data loader will do nothing. It will say nothing. Let's say there is a column in Salesforce called as age. So obviously you will expect numerical data. But in data loader, in the age column, you have some kind of text data. In data loader, we have some Excel where we have 10, then 20, then 30. So this is wrong. This 10 is wrong data, right? But again, data loader will not focus on all these things. This is the limitation of data loader. And that's why you have to take your own efforts to verify the data, because data loader will not verify all these things. So don't follow any shortcuts and directly load the data. And please note, for this, you can use, for this, you can also use Excel features. You can also use Excel features. You can also use Excel features. Okay. Next. Now, guys, after this, what we do to verify whether data is good or not, because we don't want to proceed blindly, right? We want to verify the data. So we use sampling technique, which is used in almost all the IT companies, .NET, Java, Salesforce, everywhere. What is the sampling technique to check whether data is good or not? Okay, all the females in the session, tell me one answer. Let's say you're preparing rice, boiling it. To confirm whether rice is ready or not, do you press all those thousands of grains one by one, or only just one or two grains you press, confirm, and that's it? Yes, only one or two grains we press and confirm. Not every single grain in that bowl. That is called a sampling technique. You are just taking some sample to check and judge the quality of the entire rice. Same way, guys, in Salesforce, in your Excel, let's say you got thousands of records. So from that few random records, you can check, verify, see all the columns are good, see all the data is given properly, and then we proceed. Okay, this is what actually we do. This actually we do. Next. After that, next, how? Now let me tell you. Also, you can use Excel features to take the help in the sampling technique. By Excel, you can find duplicate data and various other features are there in Excel. In Excel, we have such kind of facilities. Okay, so duplicate data, wrong data, you can check all these things in Excel. It in a faster mode. And let me show you an example. Not I'll do one thing. I'll just open this another column. Let's say here we have some data where we have, let's say, for example, column is employee ID. Now you know employee ID cannot be duplicate, right? At any cost, it cannot be duplicate. So here we have 101, 202, something this, something this, something this, 101. Let's say 101, Again, something like this 101. Now imagine we have millions of records, not thousands, millions of records. How we can one by one identify? Difficult, right? But see, in Excel, click on this and conditional formatting, highlight cell rules, duplicate values. Okay, duplicate values. So it will show you what are the duplicate values. Then you can mark them and you can send it to your client by saying this is duplicate data, this is bad data, or whatever data problem, just modify this and customer will modify and send you proper file. That's it. So see, learn all these things. These are all things important for the job. And this way take the benefit of Excel. See, Excel is going to save your lots of time, your Excel knowledge. If anyone is not aware about Excel, little bit basic knowledge of Excel is required because it will save your lots of time in the job. Next, what is the next best practice? Next best practice we already discussed that if you are having a file where the heading is not matching with the API name, then please ensure that it is matching. API means application programming interface. It is the internal name. About this we saw in the demo itself already. Internal name, developer name, API name. Next, after this, next thing is, which I already told you before few minutes, whenever your work is done, then unwanted file, unwanted column, whatever you don't need, just delete. Now let me tell you what is the problem, what problem will happen. Actually, in your job, you are not the only one person working in the team. 20, 30, 40 people will be there, depends on the project. So when you are just compiling and loading so many unwanted files in the same folder, sometimes one of the employee will choose a wrong file to load the data in Salesforce, and then the mistake will happen. Better unwanted files you can delete, or even if file is required in future, just create another folder or take a backup on pen drive or any other platform. Here keep it empty and clean so that there will be no confusion, because this kind of mistake we have seen regularly done by junior level people in the office. Wrong file they refer. So you can see keep somewhere else also. So I hope you understand. That's why I told you in the demo, just by doing any course, just by watching videos of Salesforce, you cannot become a job ready person. You need a mentor. You need to guide, you need to learn how things work in the office under the guidance of mentor. And this way, you need to prepare. And this is how you need to prepare for better work. Okay. So please note this point. With with your mentors real time knowledge guidance. Okay, now let me tell you, we just inserted the record, right? We just inserted record. Okay, now how to check those records? Because in this Parker pen, I might be having thousands of records. So how I can verify only those two records which I just inserted before 5 seconds or 10 seconds? Go to Parker. Now let me show you how you can. Meanwhile, everyone, please confirm audio, video, everything is fine. Please confirm audio, video, everything is fine. Okay, see, now I'm telling you how to check that, how to verify that. Click on this There are various ready-made lists, like for example, recently viewed, or for example, you can see today's record. Just click on today's record, and you will see only those two records of Ajay Vijay, which we just inserted before 5 seconds, 10 seconds. Now let's talk about update. Guys, tell me why to use update in data loader. Now you got sufficient knowledge. Now tell me why to use update in data loader. Tell me. Good. So please note here in this scenario, what we are going to do is which column. So, for example, whatever columns you need to update, I'll give an example. See, imagine I'm talking about one example of one of our UK client. Okay, so what we have done in the past for them. So the UK client was a shopping mall. Their business was shopping mall, and after before a few years, government of India made some kind of changes and some policy modification about GST. So as per that, that UK client, which used to do also business in India, they had to make the change in the price of the product. Okay. So they had thousands of products and we needed to change the price of the product. So we wanted to do this in bulk. We wanted to do this in bulk, means in one shot, not manually. So at that time, we have used data loader and uploaded. Let me show you how we can do this. For performing update, which is the most important column? This is the question of Vodafone. This column X, you need to tell me the name, is the most important column while performing this operation of update. Tell me what is the column name? Correct. Record ID. Very good. ID. Because of this only ID, we are going to identify which you got to modify. Correct answer. Next. So now guys, here what I'm going to do, that I'm going to first of all, let's learn this scenario of this UK client in terms of this Parker pen. Let's do one thing. Let's export some records, modify the pricing and load. Okay, so that you learn what kind of uploading activity you may do. So let me just do one thing. Let me export the data. Parker pen. Browse and give some kind of name of the file. So I will mention, let's say, records to change price, let's say, as per GST. Let's say. Save. Next. Select all. Finish. Done. Done. Okay, now guys, after this, what we are going to do, that first of all, let me delete unwanted files. This we don't need. This we don't need. Okay, open this. And instead of working on so many records, let's work on only necessary records. For example, we just need, first of all, only keep that column which you need. Record ID is required, name is required, and price is required. That's it. Remaining all the system fields and unwanted standard fields you can delete. Okay, so only three columns we need, 1 2 3, and that in that also just keep only necessary records. Let's say only 2 3 records, and I'm going to delete unwanted data so that you can save our time and focus on concept. Okay, so imagine these three records we have to modify. Same logic and same process for 3000 records. Customer will do this. So let's say name. So name, let's say we have to modify name, price, everything. Let's say maybe you modified. Let's say Ajay, J Smith, for example. Adam Phillips. Let's say Peter. Uh, let's say Mark, for example. Okay, some modification of name and price. Let's say modified to 999, 111, and 222. Just some random prices. Because that GST calculation and how much price to keep, it's a business work. That's about customer. We are not business users. We are not business people. We are technical people. So customer will give us this all information. We don't need to worry. So keep your file ready and save, and that's it. Now let's load the data. Click on update. It will ask you where you want to update. Simple, Parker. Click on the browse and click on record to change. Next. Okay. This area is about relationship. But anyway, as I said, it's not required. And second thing, you will see what is the meaning of relationship in future. So it's optional. Leave it. You can see it's also optional. Leave it. Okay, click on edit or create a edit map. Now, one more interesting thing. If you remember, we are keep on giving the heading name equal to API name, right? We are removing heading of Excel and we are adding API name. And if you remember, I told you before 10 minutes that I'm going to tell you the advantage of this. What is the advantage of this? So the advantage is that if suppose you have, let's say 200 columns in Excel, then you don't need to manually drag and drop. You don't need to manually drag and drop. Please note, you just need to auto match. Okay, auto match. And that's it. Now, why it's matching automatically by this button? Because API name and Excel heading is matching. That's why. That's why. Okay. So please note, this is something you need to keep in the mind. Next. After that, we are going to click on OK. Next. Finish. Yes. Done. 3 success, 0 errors. Update is done. Modification is done. That's it. So this way very easily you can do the update. And one more shortcut. I'm going to tell you one shortcut. Now see, just before some time, we have updated the records. So open the success file. You can see it's saying updated. Okay. Now I want to confirm it's really updated or not. Adam J. Smith all working or not. So what to do? Copy this record ID. See the shortcut. How we use in the office. All the shortcuts will save your time in the office because in the office time is critical. Then now copy the URL. You can see at the top URL. Okay. So just copy that. Let me show you how to prepare. So this is the URL. Okay. So remove all the ending part. Remove this, remove this, remove this. Till.com. Till.com. Remove everything. And then copy this record ID. Copy this record ID. And paste. Copy this record ID and paste. And then here, paste this URL. Paste this URL. And that's it. So guys, this way you are going to see the information about this automatic process, which will give you the idea that how things work. And also, not only that, you'll get the idea that how we can manage the work in the office. Okay. So please note Adam J. Smith. You can see Adam J. Smith. So cross check like this in the office, things are working as per the changes or not. As per things, it's happening or not. So this is a shortcut for that. Entire URL keep as it is, but till.com. Then at the end, add the record ID. That's it. Everything is ready. Okay. Next. After that, let me tell you that these are the time saving tips, very important in the job, because you don't have luxury of the time in the office. You have to do everything in the limited time. And next, that we need to do, next activity is a small question for you, that while doing update, the first column was compulsory recorded. While doing update, the first column was compulsory recorded. Okay. In update, my question is why we are not using record ID while inserting the record? Why there is no column required? Why we are not using while inserting the record? Tell me. Good. See, the record ID will be given by Salesforce, not from our side. So why need to keep in ID? Because that will be done by Salesforce. So we don't need to do anything for the record ID. That will be done by Salesforce. So while insert, we don't need that column. Okay, this was the question in the past. For some interview, they asked to our student, some beginner level interview. And that's it, guys. Today's agenda is over. And let's meet tomorrow. And let's see the remaining things in next session.